This is Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano, and you are listening to the Bob Culture Podcast.
Hello, I'd like to welcome you to paradise, where everyone is riding on a satellite, sending signals, praying for miracles. We should have seen this coming. Hear me out, because I'm only gonna say this one more time. Hear me out, and open your eyes and take a look at all the signs. You think I'm crazy, but I'm not the only one. Call me crazy. I've been thinking maybe we are not alone. Call me crazy. I've been thinking lately it's been the same way all along.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into a very BCW edition of the BCP. Ladies and gentlemen, shameless promo brought to you by our sponsors over at Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore, located in Englishtown, New Jersey, over at the Flea Market Saturdays and Sundays from 8 to 3 p.m. Get your wrestling vintage toys. Get your Ghostbusters, Ninja Turtles, G.I. Joes, vintage video games. Our favorite store in the world. Thank you, Heather and Dan, for sponsoring the show. Check them out on eBay and Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore.com. Now that the bills are paid, please welcome back to the show. You know him as the very handsome #wrestling fashion winner. He is also the head honcho, founder, and director of Brii Combination Wrestling, ahead of his appearance. Yes, it's going to be this Sunday at the Mecca, Ridgefield Park, New Jersey, January 29th. Get your tickets now for Queen of the North 4. Please welcome back to the show, Mr. Anthony Cole. Mr. Cole, welcome back, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm awesome, Bob. How you doing, man? Thanks for having me.
Long overdue, sir. It's always good to have you on. First of all, this guy's always styling. You see this guy at a show, and it's not just his own shows. He's everywhere. He keeps an eye on the scene. He keeps his eye on the storylines. He's killing it right now. Mr. Cole, you've always done something great with Queen of the North. This is Queen of the North 4, I believe. What's kind of your philosophy here on shining the spotlight on women's wrestling? Because there are just some amazingly talented women here in the Northeast. I'd love to see that just across the board, these women getting that spotlight. Very well deserved. I'm excited for this one. What's your philosophy here?
Oh, man, I'm excited for this one, too. I mean, it takes us about a year to book this show. You know, we look at, as you know, you see me scouting everywhere. You know, I'm at all the shows, so I'm looking for the best of the best, man. And I think that this year's Queen of the North 4 is going to be very exciting. If you saw Queen of the North 3, you know that was good. We had Danny Moe who won the tournament, and she became Queen of the North 3. She's challenging for the title this year, and Queen of the North 4 is gonna make Queen of the North 3 look like I don't even know what it's gonna look like, but Queen of the North 4 is gonna be a head buster. Yeah.
I was at I've been at a couple of them, actually, and it's always a great show. Some amazing women on this one. I don't want to bury the lead here, sir. I want to ask you, man, because we talk about you being all over the place. It's something I very much appreciate. I feel like a lot of times with promotions or promoters, they're very grounded in what they're doing, understandably so, but I like it when people connect the dots. I like it when people work together and build bridges, and I always see you supporting other promotions. I always see you paying attention to other storylines and booking some great talent as a result of this. Tell us what went into the booking here and why you had your eyes on certain talents for this year's Queen of the North tournament.
Oh, man, I have been around to so many different promotions over the last year, and I've really been paying attention to all the females in the industry. And like you said, there's not so many females to choose from. So when you see the ones that stand out, you definitely got to try and book them as soon as possible. And a couple of these ladies I've definitely had my eye on, like Danny Moe, of course, Emily J, Notorious Mimi. Like, those are a few that just stood out right away. And then even the local talent that's like right here in our backyard, like Nevaeh Chantel. I've been watching her as well. And I've seen her improve since she started training at Fallout Shelter. So kudos to them.
Yeah, absolutely, and very, very well said. There's so many great women, and you have a lot of them. I mean, all these women. Let's be real. Some great talent, great mix of some local favorites, a great mix of people from all over the nation, great mix of a lot of up and comers on this one. I appreciate you doing that. A lot of people that are really just starting out. So it's so cool to see this mix. I don't want to bury the lead here. I gotta say this. I'm contractually obligated to talk about this first at all times. You know where it's going with this. The vicious
Let's
one.
go.
The former Queen Midas of the Independents, the Northeast Independents. You know her as the Vicious Vicki, just coming off her Busted Open radio appearance, starring in the Last Match musical, collecting gold wherever she goes, now challenging Mr. Anthony Gangone, who I do have quite a bit of respect for his Grand Dragon Championship match. I think Gangone, I like him a lot. He is just elevating everywhere he goes. I personally think this is going to be a great match, not just because I'm required to say that at all times, but Gangone is someone I have a lot of respect for, who levels up every time I see him, has given me advice, has given Vicki advice. Let's be real, pulling back the curtain a little bit. This is going to be a good one. This is going to be a great match. Why did the Vicious one? I mean, let's be real. We know why. But why did the Vicious one get the tap on the shoulder to challenge Mr. Gangone? I love it.
Well, if you remember, at the last Empress of Anarchy, Vicious Vicki Rose, she was the cream of the crop. You know, she's the current BCW Empress of Anarchy. And I mean, with that name alone, you know, you got to put her against the best of the best. So, you know, Anthony Gangone, he's the newest BCW champion. You know, why not give her a shot? She earned it.
Yeah, absolutely she did. And I wouldn't be surprised. I'm just saying, you know, there's a lot of gold everywhere I turn around. There's a title belt here. There's a title belt there. We're buying cases. We're displaying them. You know, there's lots of stuff coming up. She's winning a lot of hardware. So Mr. Gangone, with all due respect, she could be walking out with your belt. This is going to, and I'm not belittling Mr. Gangone by any means, because he is a hell of a competitor. When he won that Titan Championship, that speech he had in Long Overdue for Mama Kim and her family, it was just amazing. One of my favorite moments in indie wrestling is when he made that speech for her, man. It's a lot of respect there, but this is going to be a great match. Guys, get your tickets now. Again, Knights of Columbus, 106 Bergen Ave, Ridgefield Park, New Jersey. Doors at 2, bell at 3 p.m. BCW, Queen of the North. And we have a lot to talk about. Someone who I just recently had on the show. She is the ruthless one. We had the vicious one before. Now we have the ruthless one, Ruthless Lala, who is just killing it right now, defending her BCW Women's Championship against someone who is red hot right now, arguably female of the year in 2022 in Danny Moe. Why did Danny Moe get the tap on the shoulder here to take on Lala?
Well, you know, see, it's all about the story, right? It's all about the evolution. So last year, Queen of the North 3, Danny Moe won that title. And every time, you know, we do that Queen of the North tournament, the winner of the tournament instantly gets the challenge for the women's title. And Danny Moe, you know, she's not one to shy away from a challenge. So when the opportunity came up, she's like, I'll take it. So here we are, Queen of the North 4. Let's see if there's going to be an upset. I don't know, but I'm definitely looking forward to this one as well.
It should be really, really good. And Danny Moe's another one who's leveling up. I've seen her in Baltimore in MCW with the Hardy Boys juking in the ring. She's fighting a lot of the names right now. And we saw her on Raw this past year, AEW as well. It's so cool to see these opportunities. And I'll ask you this right now, Mr. Cole, just off the cuff here. What's it like for you? Because I've been doing this for, 4 or 5 years doing this podcast, and it's so cool. I always say this, so cool to see people achieve their dreams or get signed or get that appearance. And I see it so much in this industry, and there's so much deserving talent, but there's quite a few that make it or have that big moment. It's so cool to see. For you, who's someone who's been doing this for a long time, what's it like for you when you see this talent get to that grander stage, get signed, or get those opportunities?
Oh man, I am so proud. I am beside myself because, you know, I've been building BCW for 5 years now. You know, we started off very small, not really understanding the ways of the wrestling industry. And then we evolved. And a lot of the guys that are on AEW, you know, even AEW Dog, have been through BCW doors. So I actually have had a chance to meet them, speak with them, you know, have them on that have them in the BCW ring. And you know, that's absolutely amazing. I'm so proud of these guys, and it shows. When I meet them, when I first started meeting wrestlers, I said to myself, man, they got to be dedicated to this. But I didn't understand the level of dedication, right? Because you could have a wrestler that has three shows, three matches in one weekend, right? But one of them could be in New York. Then they got to drive down to North Carolina for a show the next day. And then, maybe to Atlanta the next day for another show. I personally wouldn't be able to do that. So that level of dedication to make your appearances and, still be able to put on a good show, even when you are absolutely burned out. That's dedication, man. So when I see them get to the next level, I'm so proud. Yeah.
A great answer. I love to hear that. And then I got to give you props, Mr. Cole, because it isn't always easy to, to bring in top names to our local Northeast scene. And you've done it on multiple occasions. And I got to thank you. I've got to see great matches. Marina Shafir taking on Darius Carter. I believe
Yes.
Brandon Kirk, correct me if I'm wrong as well.
Yes.
Just some really great matches. She is so impressive. I love seeing her get these long matches, very well deserved, and deserving. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, she's still champion of the company.
The BCW World Heavyweight Champion. Yes, indeed.
I love it, and that's great for the whole locker room. She's got gold, so hopefully we will see her back very soon. It was such a treat to just be there and film that match with Darius. She's amazing, and I appreciate anybody who takes the time to bring in TV talent, because it's awesome to see the up and comers work with the TV talent. It's like I still love it when the Flintstones met the Jetsons, man. That was was my favorite thing, man. That. Yeah, so it blows my mind to see this. These are dream matches. It's amazing. But we got to talk about this one. I don't want to bury the lead here, Mr. Cole. We have a BCW Tag Team Championship match. Blonde Force Trauma, who I believe beat Barton and Dom for the championship against the team. The interesting team up, Brittany Blake and Nikki Duke in this one. I don't like that AJ Pan guy. I'm sorry, man. I try to be impartial. He thinks he's the best dressed. He's a little arrogant. He's always attaching himself to people who have the gold. He's trying to make it. Look, me and AJ, we don't always get along. I don't like this guy, man. He's a little too much for me sometimes. A little extra, as the kids say.
As the kids say, listen, let me tell you something. I love AJ, but sometimes AJ is a little extra. But you know what? It's all right. I love him nonetheless.
well, good. That's good to hear. But we got this tag team matchup. And I like this team. So you got the team, I believe, of Brittany Blake and Nikki Duke. Now, why take them and give them this tag team opportunity? I believe we saw Brittany in the last tournament.
Yes. So we've been watching Brittany Blake and Nikki Duke. They've been doing some tremendous things. And when we decided to put somebody against Blonde Force Trauma, we said, we need someone who's just as agile, just as slick, just as smart as them. And we went through the roster. We went through it again. And then AJ, he actually said, what about Nikki Duke and Brittany Blake? And like you said, Brittany Blake was on the last tournament and she came so close. So I said, you know what? BCW was all about opportunities. Let's give them the opportunity. Take on the tag champs. And, they were very excited about that opportunity. And here we are. Let's see what happens on the 29th. I'm excited about this one.
So wait, am I to understand here, this guy, AJ Pan, he handpicked the opponents for this smells of collusion. This smells of something crazy. I'm sorry. I'm not calling you out, Mr. Cole. I trust you. You're a good guy. This AJ Pan, I feel like he's got something up his sleeves, man. He's going to put in a last minute stipulation. He's going to try to run the show. I already know he's going to be trouble. Watch that guy.
Right? He's going to be trouble some way, somehow.
Oh, man. But let's talk about can't stand that guy. Let's talk about the tournament a little bit. A lot of up-and-comers. Journey Burke with AJ. Come on, man. AJ Pan again. This guy, he's just like, I'll give him credit, right? I'll give him credit. A lot of people he's with, sorry to go off on a rant here, but a lot of people he's with end up carrying gold. I'll give him that. AJ Pan, maybe he's very wise. He's been around the business for a long time. Sometimes I feel like he just attaches to people who already have gold, but I'll be impartial here. But nevertheless, Journey Burke, Shelby Walters, we got a lot of people. And let's talk about the notorious one coming back in this tournament, the notorious Mimi is back at BCW. This is amazing. I feel she might have an edge here. She's been doing this for a while. She was with the greatest, the biggest company in the world. I mean, I think Mimi could take it here, Mr. Claw. I know you can't make a prediction because it's your company, man. But what's your kind of mindset here? I know you're playing chess, not checkers.
Oh, yes. You know what? Notorious Mimi, she's very impressive. But I'm all for the underdog. And I think Emily has got something to prove. She's ready. I think that she is hungry. She's been tearing it up on the scene lately. And this will actually be her debut at BCW. I've seen her at other companies, but this would be the first time she's here at my company. So I hope she can keep me as impressed in person as I have been with her on the internet.
Very fair. And she's definitely been making a name for herself. And I'm not counting anyone out. There's a lot of great names in this. Just going through people who have really made names on the scene here. You can't count out the courageous one, Christina Marie. I think she's a good shot of going through this whole tournament.
Christina Marie is awesome, man. And, Christina Marie was in the Grand Dragon tournament. And I tell you, she took on Darius Carter. And I knew that Christina Marie was strong and powerful, but that match just made me see her in a whole different light. So anything is possible, And Jada Stone's no slow leak. So she's going to have her hands full.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned the likes of Nevaeh Chantel. Man, we have so many great names in this Queen of the North. But I want to ask you this one, Mr. Cole. We have some great intergender contests. We have some great women's, tag matches. We have the Grand Dragon Championship. We have so many great things. What can we expect here for the future of BCW? Because again, we not to bury the lead here, we got Marina as the heavyweight champion. We have Darius, who's just taking over everything. We have Christina Marie on the rise, Gangone, the vicious one. Can you give us anything? What lies in store for the future of BCW here?
Oh man, Bob, you know what? It's going to be more of the same. I see the women's division getting bigger and bigger. The tag team division is now growing as well. And I was actually thinking of creating a new championship. I was talking about it to some of my guys the other day, and they were saying, maybe we should create an intergender tag team championship. And I'm like, well, are there that many intergender tag teams out there? And you know what the answer they told me? If there's not one out there, let's make it. And I'm like, well, you know what? Intergender wrestling has been blowing up. It has become the it thing. Everybody's talking about it. So you never know, man. We're talking about creating a strictly intergender tag team title. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. BCW, we're the land of opportunity. And if you think about it, somebody else is thinking about it, and there's always a market for something. It's just up to you to fester that. I mean, to foster that market, grow it, and make it what you hope it could be. So that's what we're all about.
I love that. And I have to compliment you again, not only for your focus on women's wrestling with these tournaments, but you just said it, that focus on intergender wrestling as well. I am just a journalist. I'm an outsider commentator, reporter. I'm an outsider looking in. I'm not an in-ring competitor in any form or fashion. So when we have people on the show, we ask a lot of the girls and guys, we'll ask the girls hey, what your thoughts on the intergender thing? Are you guys into it? And they just say, hey, we train with the guys. This is just another day at the office for us. And you have always been so supportive of intergender wrestling. Was that important to you to make that a staple of BCW?
It was. It just brought a different dynamic to the company, and it was something that we needed. As we look at our statistics and stuff like that, we look at the matches that get the most views, the matches that people are asking for, and it's a lot of time either women's matches or intergender matches. And you got to give the people what they want.
Yeah. And I'm appreciative of that. And we've seen great matches. Darius versus Christina, match of the year nominee for our BCP year-end awards. I'm really excited for Gangone versus I'm not just saying that. I mean, I am very, very biased, but I think that's going to be a great match. Kirk versus Marina as well. Just so many great matches, guys. Again, BCW, make sure you guys get your tickets, go out. on Sunday. And I'll ask you this one, Mr. Cole. And you can certainly no comment. I want to put you on the spot a little bit, and you don't have to play favorites here, but it doesn't have to be people necessarily booked on this show. But I would like you to pick a male and female performer who maybe you have, and it could be an up and comer. Doesn't have to be someone like right now, but is there someone you have your eye on that say, hey, they're going to be signed. They're going to be the next big thing. Cause there's so many people, but is there someone that you see is like, they got it on the mic, they got it in the ring, the fans connect with this person or the fans hate this person? Cause there are a lot of people, even on this show that I see, that are really just ready to go, man. And I know you don't have to play favorites. You can certainly no comment, but I like the way your mind works. I like the way you book things. Is there any people you see on this show or on the BCW roster or the independents at large that you're like, they have it. They're definitely going places.
Oh man, just on my roster alone, the first three that come to my mind will be Ruthless Lala, Christina Marie, and Darius Carter.
Yeah.
You know, I think these guys have what it takes. Lala, she does incredible promos. She does incredible interviews. Darius Carter, what do we have to say about Darius, right? You know, and then Christina Marie, she's like the quiet storm to me. You know, you know, everybody says, you know, look at the storm brewing, and they're not really like focused on her. But then when she has to rise to the occasion, she does just that. So I would say keep an eye on Christina Marie as well.
Those are first of all, and I was not leading you with that question whatsoever. Those are very, very fair answers. I think that's great. Darius Carter, I mean, the man, I call him one take Darius Carter. The man's a genius, brilliant promo. Yes. The little things he does in the ring, just I can't. The intangibles. It's all about the intangibles. The big things he does in the ring, the entrance, right. the resume. Yeah. I mean, he's great. Lala, we just had her on. Heck of a in-ring performer, heck of a talker, man. I don't know where she gets this from. I saw a video of her. I think she was singing with you. That was heck of a singing. That was pretty cool. Are you a singer, Mr. Cole?
No, I'm more of a background dancer. I stay in the back.
See, I'm the drummer. I just stay on the drums, man. You don't want to hear me. So I'll talk on the mic, but no singing for me.
No singing.
And I love what you said about Christina Marie too, the quiet storm, because it's like, you know, who had the best match here? Oh yeah, like Christina Marie, or like she had a lot of great matches and places, and like her name's always there. You know, I think that's kind of the cool way to do it. It's very, very cool. But I want to talk about you, Mr. Cole. Let's shine the spotlight on you, sir. You've been doing this for a while now with BCW. I don't know your roles before this. Were you ever a manager or in-ring performer or commentator or any sort of personality in the business?
No, I was just friends with many wrestlers. And then I was always on the entertainment side, but I was doing more hip hop, comedy, poetry.
Right.
You know, I did a couple of plays under the BCW entertainment brand. And then my two friends, they were wrestlers. God bless the dead. One of them was General Romero, George Rosario, who passed away last year. And he and my friend Flex had called me, and they said, "Hey, Ant, you know, we got a great idea for you. Let's create a wrestling company." And I'm like, I don't know anything about a wrestling company. They're like, don't worry, we'll you know the business side, we know the wrestling side. Let's put it together and make it happen. And we did that. And I was actually, look at this. Let me show you something.
Oh yeah, please, by all means. I'm getting a little deep detail into the life of Anthony Cole,
Yes.
man. I'm here for this.
So look at this. This was the very first poster from the very first show. I actually just came across this the other day.
Wow.
My first show was March 19th, 2016.
Private Party, Willow.
Yeah.
Wow, man. And I'm just saying right now, a lot of these names, we're seeing on TV every week, you know.
And that's what I mean, right? You know, this was in 2016, and now to see them on TV almost every week, it's like, oh wow. You know, so it's been great. It's been great, a great journey. You know, I'm actually gonna frame this. And I was telling my team, I was like, you see this? When we first started, look at this. That was my logo, a simple B, right? And now today it's a grand dragon, you know, the dragon, wings spread open, everything. So that's just a little bit of the growth that you can see, you know, from the day we started. So I'm very proud of that.
As you should be, very well deserved. And thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that, Mr. Cole. But that being said, I know sometimes these guys behind the scenes, they like to come cut promos or maybe, insert themselves into matches, or sometimes people get screwed over in these matches. Do you think maybe in some form or fashion we see Anthony Cole in a manager role, in more often an on-screen role? You got a lot of charisma, man. I'm just saying.
And you know what?
Uh-oh.
You are the second person that asked me that today. I've never thought
Really?
about being a manager. Yeah, I've never thought about being a manager. I'm more behind the scenes kind of guy.
Yeah.
But hey, listen, this industry, you never can tell what's happening, right? Whoever thought we'd see Vince McMahon step away from WWE, right? You never know. And now he's back. Right? So,
Yeah, it's wild. I'm just saying though, man, you're always the most fashionable in the room, not AJ Pan. You're always the most fashionable. You're always looking great. You got a great personality. You got a great speaking voice. You have such a great energy and like charisma. I just see you being like a manager, or like, I just see an on-screen role for you. So that's I had to ask that one. But
hey, we never know. I'm not saying yes, but I'm not saying no either.
That's what a smart answer. This guy, never say never in this business. You mentioned the current product. Do you keep in touch with like a lot of the current products on television and all that stuff right now?
Not so much. I'll if it's on, I'll check it out, but it's not like, I'm not like a diehard fan.
Mm-hmm.
If I see like AEW After Dark and somebody that I know is on there,
right.
Like is going to be on there, I'll definitely check it out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's awesome. So, because you said you did not have a background in wrestling, correct me if I'm wrong.
Nope.
So now that you're big into it, did you go back and like study, or go back and watch some old WF or stuff like that?
Yes.
Storylines, because your storylines are great too in BCW.
That's what I did. I went back, I watched some storylines. I got some names of, my team gave me names of people who I should take a look at. So, I'm getting my wrestling IQ per se up to speed, and it's not an easy task, because sometimes I'll have to watch a match and I'm like, wait, I missed something. Then I go back and then I could end up watching one match like 5 times when I got a whole list of other matches to watch as well. But, I have to do that to learn. I have to do that to know what to do. So it's fun, though.
I love it. And Mr. Cole, I appreciate you making the time. I want to be respectful, but I gotta ask you this one, man. You're doing great things, guys. And again, Queen of the North at the Mecca, Ridgefield Park, New Jersey. It's going to be this Sunday, January 29th. Get your tickets. Get your tickets at the door. It's going to be a great show. Let's be real. The Vicious One walking out of there, probably with some more gold. She's got like all these bags, man. I usually have to carry them everywhere, just getting my workout. But it's gonna be a great match. Queen of the North tournament. We have the tag championships on the line, and AJ Pan will be there too. But Mr. Cole, I did want to ask you this one. For BCW, what is the goal for you? Is it to see the talent go and graduate and get to that next level? Because we saw that poster, and a lot of those names are on our TVs every week. And I have faith in so many, and I'm not just saying that, so many of these competitors at BCW this Sunday and on the roster at large. Is it to see these people grow and to make it to the next level? Is it to make BCW itself grow, to get bigger and bigger and bigger? What are your goals personally for the brand and the competitors?
Oh, man, for the competitors, I definitely want to see them elevate to the next level. I love to watch them train and compete, and then get like, the accolades that they deserve by getting the opportunities on these bigger companies. But as far as BCW is concerned, I don't just want to watch them on the bigger companies. I want to be the bigger company. I want to have BCW in a position where I can give all of my guys, annual contracts, and, we just do what we love to do every day. We travel, we go and see the world and bring the joy of wrestling to people everywhere. That's my goal.
I love that. And that's what it's all about. The joy of wrestling, smiles on faces, daddy-daughter dates, taking the family. Shout to Wes and Kyle, man. It means so much to them. And thanks to everyone that puts a smile on their face. And that's what it's all about. Mr. Cole, I appreciate you putting the show together. I appreciate you taking the time for the show. But before we get out of here, we are all about that shameless promo here on the BCP. Tell everyone where they can follow you, get tickets for the event, merch, all that good stuff.
Yes, you can follow Brii Combination Wrestling on Facebook at Brii Combination Wrestling. on Instagram at BCW_wrestling, and on Twitter, Brii combination _wrestling_. Yep. And on YouTube at Brii Combination Wrestling. And if you haven't downloaded the official Brii Combination app, you can download it at Brii, BRIICW.TV. You can catch all of our past and present shows there. And we will be live streaming starting on January 29th.
I did not know about this. I would have asked the question. I apologize, Mr. Cole, for not doing my homework. There is a BC. I'm going to download it right now. There is a BCW app where we can watch past events, and then this Queen of the North for this Sunday, we can watch it live on the app.
Let me give you a little preview.
Brilliant.
Right now, yes.
Is this brand new?
We started this on December 17th. So if you take a look at my phone right there, you see the BCW app. Yep. Go into that. And then boom. Queen of the North 4. Ready to go.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Hats off to you. I knew we were going to sign off, Mr. Gold, but hats off to you creating legit, not going through a streaming service, creating your own, not only just streaming service, but the app, the BCW app. Brilliant. Hats off to you, sir. Very, very well done, man. Great idea. Awesome. Yeah. And Mr. Cole, thank you so much for making the time, man. I'll see you on Sunday. Continued success to you. And just keep killing it, man. It's always great seeing you.
Thank you, Bob. Thanks for having me.
I am not worthy, sir. Thank you for making the time. And guys, like we always say here on the BCP, everyone stay safe, stay positive, take care of each other. We out. Peace.
All right.